there. Have you ever wanted to be a rock star? Maybe a superstar athlete? Or maybe you wanted to be an entrepreneur? I think this is the show for you today. Hey guys, welcome to the Top Line Entrepreneur Podcast. I believe this is episode, I don't know, maybe 7th, 8th?
9.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Episode 9. That means we have been cranking for 8 or 9 consecutive weeks, which we're happy about. But remember, when you tune into the Top Line Entrepreneur, our main goal is to help you out in your entrepreneurial journey, which may just be starting, or you may be a veteran in the game, and maybe there's some things we can learn from you. So if you have time, drop a comment. Let us know if this show helped you out. Like it, subscribe to it. If you're listening to it on Spotify or iTunes, or if you're watching the video because you enjoy a little visual entertainment, we're happy to have you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is my guest for today. His name is Martin. Martin Guitar is our guest today. And today we're going to be talking about something that's very important for entrepreneurs, and that is how do you overcome the fear of starting? Okay, and as an entrepreneur now, going into next month will be my 11th year. So October of 2008 is when we started. So we'll be completing our 10th year in October, or actually no, this month. This is it. This is 10, the completion of 10. So we will be a 10-year-old business starting our 11th year in October. I'm really excited about that because for me, it means I need to start stretching myself and start growing myself and start challenging the ideas of the things that we've been doing in the past. And that's where my good old Martin analogy will come into play. How many of you guys have ever not only wanted to be an entrepreneur, maybe been talking yourselves out of it, but maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, or maybe you wanted to be a fireman, or maybe you wanted to be an actor, or maybe you wanted to be a rock star musician. Or maybe it is just for you, you just want to be an entrepreneur. But you're holding yourself back because of the fear of starting. Because you know when you get started, it's going to be uncomfortable, just like it was for me with the guitar. See, when you get into anything new, you get into any new territory, something you really want to do, it's super uncomfortable. It hurts, it's painful, you don't know where to start. When you see other people doing it, maybe you're watching this video and go, I could never talk on camera. That guy looks like he's so good on camera. I used to go in the bathroom and throw up before I trained people because I was so nervous to be in front of them. Nevertheless, have a camera on me. Just remember, all of those original feelings that you had all those when you first started dating your significant other, right? Whenever you first start dating your significant other, you're all nervous and all scared, and then by the 10th week, you don't even dress up anymore when you're around them. Just remember all of those initial pains and fears and those little insecurities you have about any new endeavor they're going to be there. And it's no different with entrepreneurship. See, when you start, you got to learn how to leverage social media. You have to scrub your personal accounts and start to realize that everything you put out there is part of your personal brand now. You have to think about what you want your personal brand to be. What do you stand for? Are you all about, for me, like leadership and faith and fitness and your finances and your relationships and just showing people love and always being that model of work ethic for other people and kind of being a big brother to them? Or maybe you just want to be a person who delivers really, really good hair advice. Oh, I know somebody like that. That would be the lovely Michelle Sonora, my better half, who is starting one of the world's most phenomenal salons, and she chose to position herself as the leading expert in weddings, doing wedding hair, doing hair extensions, being an educator in the hair space, being that positive burst of energy on her social media, not sitting there and coming out with we all got to stick together and the whole stuff you see online. She's a different brand. She's positive. She's upbeat. She figured out what her brand is. That's something you're going to have to do. You're also going to have to start to learn how to understand finances. You're going to have to learn how to read a profit loss statement and how to break that down and increase that top number, the top line of the business, which is the sales line. You're going to have all sorts of these things that you need to do. Customer service is going to become important. You're going to have to learn how to overcome a problem with a customer. When a customer's got an issue, you're going to have to step in and say, let me help you solve that problem and make that situation all better. But at first, guess what? It's really uncomfortable. And when some problem happens, you go, oh my God, the whole world's falling. But really, it's just an opportunity for you to fix the problem, solve the problem. And those customers who had the problem initially can end up being your best customer. What else could be there? You have to learn how to leverage the banks. You have to learn how to leverage debt, not debt in the sense that most people are thinking about, because people are still trying to make sense in their head of buying cars. They're still trying to make sense of buying single-family houses for the family. Silly stuff. Those are liabilities. I'm talking about going and getting leverage from the bank to inject it into your business so that you can grow the business and grow your cash flow. That would be an intelligent move to make. You're going to have to learn what kind of computer you need. You're going to have to learn how to hire somebody like Britt. You're going to have to go start the LLC. And now, at this point in the conversation, even right now, I bet you some of you guys, your skin's crawling. You're just thinking about, you're like, oh man, I don't know if I can do all that because Brett just listed all these things and I don't know any of those things. I do want to be an entrepreneur, but I don't want to do any of those things. Well, you have two options here. A, you can get uncomfortable like I did with the old guitar here, and you can get used to it, and you can embrace that, or you always have the option to go work within a company like Topline or some other company like Amazon or any other big company, Target, whatever it is. I'm sure all of these companies need somebody who's eager to go, and maybe some of those things scared you, okay? Just like when I started trying to learn how to play the guitar. Now, I always wanted to learn how to play this. I always wanted to learn how to actually make it sound good, because when I first started, I'd put my finger in the middle of the fret and it would kind of be on there, and I'd be kind of like this, and I'd be watching the guy, and he's just effortlessly going through what you need to play. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, where do I, and I couldn't get it to play. I didn't know where to put my fingers. My fingers were not calloused. They're not hard. So I'm trying to push in as hard as I possibly can. My wrist is in a weird position. I'm sitting all hunched over. I had no clue what I was doing. But I did it not only for two reasons. A, I always wanted to do it and said I would do it no matter what. B, I wanted to be able to relate to people, like my customers who come in here to Topline, the Top Shop, where we get people healthier, we get people better for their sports. I wanted to be able to relate to the athlete who says, I don't know how to lift. I've never lifted before. I want to relate to the person who has 60 pounds to lose and has never lived a healthy lifestyle before. So what I did is I picked something, and it was the guitar. And I wanted to learn how to play the guitar so that instead of just kind of, playing up here and playing all the wrong notes, I wanted to be able to try and grab it and then make it sound good. And I'm like, dang, I can kind of start working my way through this thing. And I got a new level of self-confidence because I got through all the pain in my hands and my wrists and going through, again, when you first start, you just have to learn that you got to go E, A, D, G, B, E. And you got to learn that. And you got to do that over and over. And then you got to learn how to go. And you just got to sit and do that all day. And it's not real cool. It's not real exciting at first. It feels kind of cool because you can finally make it sound like something. And that's how business is. When you first make your post online that says, hey, I'm starting this business, you feel good. Now you need to level up. You need to then maybe make a video of it. Then you maybe need to launch your website. And you need to go through all those steps of all the different things I was learning. But here's the good part. All of the steps in the entrepreneurial journey, they don't take place in one day. You can't plan for perfection. You can't do all of those things in a month or a week. But like me, over the course of a decade, over the course of 11 years, you can keep stacking knowledge and stacking knowledge and stacking knowledge. And you go from just learning how to do this to then all of a sudden you learn you can go through and you can kind of go through the scales. You can go, and then all of a sudden you can hit a chord. And then all of a sudden you can do hammer-ons and offs. And you start to learn different things, and that's no different from the guitar, which I started this when I was like late 20s, didn't even have any hair left on my head, and had no prior history. And to be honest, I didn't even have a coach, which I should have done, and I'm going to do is hire a coach so I can really melt some brains, especially Dizzers, because Diz loves when I play guitar for her. But I self-taught myself, and that's what I did in business too. Now, I think I could have skipped ahead really quickly if I would have hired a coach. So I always recommend hiring a professional who can teach you and help you shorten the gap between A to B and get there a lot faster. I always recommend that, and I should have done that with business right away, and I should have done that with guitar. Now, when I did do it in business, my business went from here to here, like that. And I think it's just one of those things. All you entrepreneurs, you hopeful entrepreneurs, or maybe you're watching this, and like in the beginning of the video, and I said, hey, did you ever want to be a rock star? Did you ever want to be an actor, an athlete, the world's greatest parent, the world's greatest grandparent? Whatever it is that you want to do, just because you're not there yet, and just because you can't get there in a month or 6 months or a year, doesn't mean you shouldn't attempt it. Whatever your goal is for you, and a big goal is for you, you can hit it, but you just have to attack it at level 1. And then you have to attack it at the next step, and attack it at the next step. And remember, all levels bring new devils. So when you get to that next level, you're going to get whacked in the face. Every time you're trusted and God trusts you to get to another level, you can almost guarantee you're going to have new problems. I remember when I was up, things were going good, and I'm playing chords now, and I'm able to put together songs, and I'm sliding from D, A, and E to A, E, and D, and I'm going back and forth. I'm feeling good. Then all of a sudden, I had to learn how to bar off. I had to learn how to bar something so I could play up and down the fretboard a little bit further. And I thought to myself, there ain't no way. And then I'm fighting against these small hands, just like, hey, all of a sudden your business is going good and you go, man, I got to hire an employee. And now you go, dang, I got to pay payroll. And then I got to do this, and I got to go do that. And I got to go meet with John, the accountant, like mine, Stecker and Associates, for anybody who needs a good accountant. You go meet with your accountant, and then they're telling you got to do this, and you got to have this insurance form, a workman's comp, and you're going, oh, it's just too much, it's too much. That's how I felt. I'm fighting against the small hands. Maybe you're fighting against not having a big budget. I'm fighting against the fact that my hands weren't calloused. You just got to get started. You got to get going. You can't hold yourself back and retreat. Everybody's going to have that no matter what endeavor you're going after in life, whether it is the guitar, whether it is getting out in public speaking, or if you're an entrepreneur and you know you need to get the video camera, you know you need to set your iPhone or your MacBook or your Lumix up, and you need to start shooting some videos. You got to get in front of it. I was actually nervous at the beginning of this video. We should put that in there. I was nervous at the beginning of this video because I haven't played guitar on camera, and if I did, I'd shoot like 10 of them because I'm not the world's greatest at it. But I don't think you guys mind if you hear me mess up a little bit. My fingers aren't pressed down on the fretboard enough, and I don't think anybody really cares if somebody doesn't know how to hashtag the right way and doesn't maybe upload their videos with the best color grading or anything like that, or maybe they're only able to post twice a day because they're starting this as a side hustle. If you're an entrepreneur, you just have to take action. It's not always going to be perfect action, but imperfect action is really what's going to get you a little bit better and a little bit better. And remember, you're going to get slapped in the face at each level. Every time you go to the next spot, the next part of the journey, you expand, you grow, you're going to get whacked in the face. So that was my big message for you guys today. Now, again, it is Tuesday. It's the Top Line Entrepreneur. I love this show. I love talking business. I love talking all things business. I got 11 years into it. You got to start to love it at a certain point. But here's a little tip for you guys. October, November, and December, as entrepreneurs, what should you be doing? Yes, you should be doubling down on business because people's wallets just fly out of their pocketbooks when this time of year comes around. Between Black Friday and Christmas and Halloween, people just they're buying everything. I got my mom and my sister and Michelle, they'll go buy at, what's the store where you, Hobby Lobby?
Yeah.
And they go buy signs and things that say things like, gather, or like, thankful. And then they go put it up all over the house. And I go, oh. But people are just spending, if people will go drop $50, $60 on something that says home, people will spend money on anything. So entrepreneurs, you should be gearing up. But another little tip for all entrepreneurs, October, November, December. Remember, next year you're gonna have to pay taxes. So whatever you spend now before the 31st and take delivery on so that you can start putting into use in your business, you can write off as a tax write-off this year. So if it looks like you might end up having to pay a bunch of personal income tax or however you're paying yourself in your business entity, now in October would be a good time to assess and project for where you're going to finish the year off financially and start to spend some money. Reinvest that money into your business. Go lease a car, go buy a bunch of equipment, upgrade your camera equipment, pay a bonus to your staff who's doing all the damn stuff so that they can feel a little bit better about themselves so you can write it off. You're either going to pay the IRS or you're going to plunge it back into your business. There are so many different tax advantages for an entrepreneur. It is not even funny. Maybe you're really doing well. You may be thinking like we're thinking, maybe we should purchase a couple of buildings so we can really take big write-offs and depreciation, have all these different assets on our hands. I would highly suggest that right now you guys meet with your accountant, or if you don't have an accountant and you're just starting off, you sit down and look at your numbers and say, well, if I bought this $13,000 or $14,000 worth of equipment that would really help our business right now, I wouldn't have to pay any taxes next year. I'd show a loss. Oh, but what if I can't get the home loan anymore because my credit's not right? You shouldn't be buying a home anyways if you're an entrepreneur, at least if you're a smart one. You should have your game right and have your focuses on your business. Especially if you're watching the show, chances are you're an entrepreneur who's just getting started or maybe hasn't even taken the leap yet. If you're thinking about cars and houses and clothes and jewelry and vacations, you should just hang up your entrepreneurial cleats today because it ain't never gonna work out. But my thing that I wanted all you guys to get today, we're going into the end of the year. September is almost done. Do you think it's October 1st?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting old. It's actually already October 1st today. Man, time flies. October 1st, you guys should have your game so tight right now. You should be like me. You should be so busy you don't even know what day it is anymore if you guys are really doing it. Today is October 1st. Happy October. This is the month where things can really go downhill or things can really go uphill. Sometimes I don't even know what day it is, but I'm still here with you guys, getting you guys ready to rock and roll for this final quarter of the year. Remember, you got 4 quarters in a year. 4 quarters in a year. This is the final quarter. You've already went through 3 quarters. You got 1 left. It's all on you now. You can't blame anyone else if you don't get to where you need to be. October, November, and December. Put in the time, put in the effort, put in the energy, and invest your money into these next 3 months, and your whole life could be different by the time we hit that big, beautiful mark of 2-0, because 2020 is coming, whether you like it or not. I'm going to be just sitting here for the rest of the day, strumming away on this guitar, wait until Diz gets here so I can just serenade her hind end because she loves it. I don't know what you guys are going to be doing, but I'm hoping that you guys get into the top shop here. If you need to spend the next 3 months improving your business, improving your lifestyle, I think that Top Line is the place for you because we're going to get you right. I should sing this. Britt's like, yeah. I think that you guys need to get into Top Line, improve your health, improve your business, get around like-minded people. Go watch some of our other videos. Look at people's faces when they're in here at the gym. How many times do you guys see people that are in the gym that are feeling that good? I don't see it often. I think that you guys want to experience that. Get out of your comfort zone. Learn something new. Get your head right. Get your game right. Get uncomfortable. That's what it's all about. This guitar reflects a lot of things in life. It could reflect your business. It could reflect your relationships. It could reflect your body. It could reflect your entrepreneurial dreams or goals or whatever ambitions you have. It's uncomfortable at first. It's wide. It's weird. It hurts your hands. You don't know where to start. It seems impossible to get. But the fact of the matter is, if you put in the time, the effort, the energy, and the money into it, you're always going to reap the huge and massive benefits that you've always dreamed of. So put in the work, take the action, and get yourself to where you've always wanted to be. I don't think I could say it any better than that, guys. There's our 1-minuter. Yeah. I hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday. If you guys love this show and it really helped you, drop a comment. That really means a lot to me. And for crying out loud, it's free. The least you could do is drop a comment. But if you can't and you hated it, just dislike it, do whatever you got to do, but share it. Even if you don't like it, share it. Let some other people see it. And if you know an entrepreneur who's in that beginning stage, or you know somebody who's going up against a wall and they're trying to take that step to the next level, they're trying to bar off notes and play all sorts of licks in their business and they're struggling with it, have them watch this video because I hope it encourages them and motivates them and lets them know that, like me, you can grab something you've never done before and you can have a lot of fun with it. Just ask my girlfriend, because when she talks to me when I play guitar, I oftentimes tune her out a little bit. Just a little bit, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna play a full song on the next show. Or I can just strum like this. This is that offering music. You know when the offering comes out of church? If we're at Life Church in Germantown and the Pastor Cole comes out, I think I'm just gonna try and see if I can get a gig at Life Church, or I can just come up and play that. That's the offering. The wallets come out when the offering, when that song comes on. We'll try that out next time. Shout out to Life Church Germantown. If you guys haven't been there, get in there. We've got some other great shows coming up this week. Coffee with the Coach on Friday is going to be a really good one. I'm going to be interviewing Washington Farrington, a former state championship track coach, as well as a Marquette track coach. So be on the lookout for that. We've got a really, really, really good rack chat coming up tomorrow with Adam from, what's the name of the gym? Varsity Hoops?
Powerhouse?
Varsity House.
Yeah.
Varsity House out in New York, strength and conditioning coach. He was mentored under the same mentor as me, Joe DeFranco, as far as strength and conditioning. Good guy, and I think you guys will really like that one. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you guys later. How long did we go today?
20.
20 minutes. Oh my gosh. Was it good?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. See ya.